All right, on this first question from the study guide, we have we have to distribute that negative to each item in here. So what that looks like then is it changes everything, the sign of everything after the subtraction sign. So instead of 3D, that's minus 3D. And instead of plus 4, that's minus 4. And then we can write the other stuff here, 4D minus 3. And now what we have to do is combine our like terms. So what that means is we would combine 4D and minus 3D, and that would be 1D. Okay, and then what we have is negative 3 minus 4. And negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. So now we have everything we need to write down our answer. It would be, we would have 4D minus 3 minus 3D minus 4. Oh, can't see that. Okay, there. And then over here, we have 1D minus 7. And that should be it. Hey, that's all right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, we got this huge question here where is essentially what we have to do is we have to evaluate. We have, maybe I'll do this down here. This might be a better call. So 6x minus 12. So we have 6x minus 12. And x has to be equal to 3. So if x is equal to 3, then that means it's going to be 6 times 3 minus 12. And 6 times 3 is 18. So 18 minus 12, well, that's just 6. And so that's what I would put right here. I would put 6. And then on the other one, maybe I'll do this here. It's 2 and 3 times x, where x is supposed to be 3 again. So I'll write times 3 minus 5. And then that goes out like that. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 minus 5, well, that is 4. So this would be 2 times 4, which is 8. And over here, that means I would write the number 8. And 6 and 8 are different. So did Jerome claim, because if we come back here, we would say that equivalent expressions, okay. And so actually we just have to look here. So Jerome claims that the two expressions are equivalent. Well, if you put 3 in here for both of them, it didn't produce the same number. So are they equivalent? No. And then I would go down here and submit all parts. Super. Next, we have this where we have these weights and they're balanced. So if I were to remove, let's see if I can do this here, hopefully. If I remove these two, then I can remove these two. So that means W is equal to 2. First we have to enter an equation. Okay, so the equation actually is, oops. The equation is actually W plus 2, that's on the left, is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 of them on the right. And then what is the value of W? Well, the value of W is was 2, right? Because that's what I found out here. It was 2. That's right over here, 2. And that would be it. So I'll submit all parts. And there you go. Next, we have simplified this expression. So here you can just drop all the parentheses. This one's super easy. I'll put my pen in play, and we have 3k plus 5 plus k plus 3. Super easy. Excuse me. 3k plus k, that's 4k. And 5 plus 3, that is 8. And so we put those two expressions in there. where we have 3k plus 5 plus k plus 3. And then over here, we would have 4k plus 8. And there you go. So on the next one, given this expression, let's see. We have, I'm trying to think about how exactly I would do this. Maybe I'll do it this way. I'll just write it right here. So if you distribute the -2 to each item, each of those, right? -2 times b is -2b. But the part that everyone forgets is the -2 times -6, which is positive 12. And then we have 3b in the front. Okay, so that would be our first expression on the left. But also 3b minus 2b, that's 1b. 1b plus 12. Let's see, 1b plus 12. So let's go to putting the answers in. This one would be 3b minus 2b plus 12. And then we have 1b plus 12. There you go. All good. Next question. In this one, we have this expression. Um, we have, oops, I'll just write it with pen. We have negative, oh, oopsie, I forgot. Okay, so we have negative x plus -2. I guess I'll write plus -2 plus 8x plus -3. And if I put the -2, I'll move this up a little bit. If I put the -2 and the -3 together, that's -5. And that's exactly what we see up here. We see plus -5. But what we have to do is we have to put the -x and the positive 8x together. You have to remember that -x is the same thing as -1x. So -1 plus 8, that's -7 x. And so the question then is here, um, eh, what is the value of n? Well, the value of n is this right here. It's the number in front of the x, as they show here. This is kind of a messed up thing. I'll do a minus there, and they'll probably show you more easily that it's the n that's in front of the x right there, and that n is -7. So I'm going to put in here -7, and that should work out. That's negative. It's not -7. Oh, it's just 7. Woo! Look at that. Notice what I just did. I made a mistake. That's okay. But I have to realize what is my mistake. So before moving on to the next one, make sure that you see what is the mistake. And the mistake was it's supposed to be +7, because what we're looking at is -1x plus 7x, plus 8x in the original problem. And that's equal to 7x. So this should have been 7. And that should be, oh, look at that. And there's an entire explanation giving you what you need there. Here, I'm not going to do all these. I think that should be easy practice for students. And let's go to the next one. Okay. So here's another interesting question. This is balanced. So we have 3 W's, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 W's is equal to 12 of these things. 3 W's is equal to 12. Okay. Oh, I didn't answer the whole thing. Probably that's correct, but I didn't answer the whole thing. So the question then is, how much is each W? Well, if you divide these into 3 groups, here is one group, and then the second group, and then the third group. So there's 3 groups of 4. So one group is 4. So it's It's 4. This should be 4. As I hit this right here, that should be 4. Yeah. All right. And there we go. And then this one, oh, just a classic. So everyone gets this wrong. They get this part right because they know that this is 12 because that's the distance between P and Q, or P and O, P and Q. But they miss this part. And the left-hand side, well, -6 plus 6 is equal to 0. The absolute value so what we do here is we do -6 minus 6, which is -12, but then you still have to take the absolute value of -12, which is 12. And so that is definitely one that we should be checking. 6 minus -6, that's the same thing as 6 plus 6. So that's also 12. And then 6 plus the absolute, well, this is 6 plus, and the absolute value of -6 is 6. Whatever comes out of the absolute value is always positive. So that's 6 plus 6, which is 12. And we have this here. So it's all three of these. So I will check them all. This one, and this one. And I'll enter. Nope, can't enter. I have to go all the way down and submit all parts. Okay, next one. Okay, equivalent expression in factored form. So what we would do is we would have 4, we have 4y, and we have negative 30. That's supposed to be negative 30. Now, what's the GCF? The GCF of 4 and 30. So the GCF goes, it's the biggest number that divides both of them. So will 4 divide both of them? No, because 4 would divide 4, but 4 won't divide 30. I think it's just 2. 2 is the biggest number that divides both of them. So that's what we divide both of these by. We divide this by 2 and we divide this by 2. And 4y divided by 2 is 2y, and negative 30 divided by 2 is negative 15. And now we have all the parts that we need. We have this, and we have 2, which is the GCF, goes outside the parentheses, and inside goes 2y minus 15. And that should be correct. Now, we can also check our answer. Before we hit enter, we can make sure. How did I know all this stuff? Well, let me see. I will erase. Oh, here, clear the screen. Okay, so how do I know that that's the right answer? Well, what I could do is I could do if I have 2 times 2y minus 15, I can just check it by distributing. What's 2 times 2y? Well, that's 4y. And what's 2 times negative 15? That is negative 30. So it brings me back to the beginning, which shows me that the answer is right. Oops. Okay. All right. So this is, I'm going to write this whole thing down here. It's 2 plus 3x minus 5 minus 2x minus 4. And I'm going to combine my like terms. 3x minus 2x, that's just 1x. And then the other part I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5. What is 2 minus 5? 2 minus 5 is negative 3. And negative 3 minus 4, that's negative 7. So when you put all three of those together, you get negative 7. And that's exactly, now I could put 1x, but I'm just going to put x, because 1x is the same thing as x minus 7. Okay. And let's see what we got here. We got, where are we at here? Okay. So we're going to distribute. We have 3 times p is 3p, and 3 times 3 is 9. And then we have 4p. So Then what we do is we combine what's called our like terms. 4p plus 3p is 7p plus 9. And so now we can put in what we want. For this, we have 4p plus 3p plus 9. And then over here, I have 7p plus 9. And there you go. Next question. Oh, we have another balanced one here. And we have, how many W's do we have? We have 4 W's, so we have to put this in groups of 4. And I see here that one group of 4, so here's a group of 4 here. And how many is in that, not group of 4, but I have to put it into 4 groups. And one group, we can see here, it's pretty easy. There's one group, two groups, 3 groups, and 4 groups. 4 groups. How many in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So W is equal to 5, but I think I got ahead of myself here. So W is equal to 5. So it's going to be equal to 5. But we have, at first we had 4 W's, and that was equal to all of those little weights, which is 12. Oh, what mistake did I make here? 4W equals 12. 4W equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe it's not. Was it? No, it was 5. Oh, it's not 12. There's not 12 of them. There's 4 times 5. There's 20. See, notice what I did. I got it wrong, but I calmed down here and I figured out, well, what was my mistake? It should be 4W equals 20. I did 3 times 4. I had to do, I did 4 times 3, not 4 times 5. 4W equals 20. Yep. Oh, well, that's fine. And, okay, number 14. Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. What we have to do is we have to simplify. So let's put all the variable terms together. 4x plus 5x is 9x. 9x minus 5x is back to 4x. And then we have 6 minus 8. 6 minus 8 is negative 2. And so we have 4x minus 2. So we have 4x minus 2. And so which of these also makes 4x minus 2? Well, that one is 4x minus 2. And 9x minus 5x is 4x, and that's good. But plus 14, that's not the same thing as minus 2. Here we have 4x, which is the same as this. But here we have 6 minus 8, and 6 minus 8 is negative 2. So this is the same right here. And then here we have 9x minus 5x, and 9x minus 5x is 4x. And then that's 4x minus 2, which is precisely what's in that box. And there you go. So here we have all this and there. Oops. Great. Okay, in this question, we need the value of n. N is the number in front of the x. So I'll just write the whole thing down. We have negative 9x minus 6, and this is plus, so nothing changes after this, after that plus sign. So I'm just going to write down x minus 10. I didn't need any of the parentheses there. And if I combine my like terms, like negative 6 minus 10, that's negative 16. And that's exactly what I have right here. Okay, great. But I'm trying to find out, what is the n? What is the number in front of the x? And to do that, I have to combine negative 9x plus, this counts as 1x. So negative 9 plus 1, that's negative 8x. So what is the n? The n is negative 8. So I will put negative 8 in there, and that would do it. Okay, so in this one, we have, first we have a is negative 5x plus 9. And then we have b plus 45x. And when we see the key right here, we have some number times 9 is 45. Well, you could take 45 and divide it by 9. Actually, 45x. No. Oh, wow. I just made a mistake. Look at that. I better try that again because I was about to run into a problem. Um, Negative 5x plus 9, and then we have b plus 45x. So we see that when I multiply these two together, I'm going to get 45x. So what's 45 divided by negative 5? That's negative. See, if I take 45x divided by this negative 5x, that is negative 9. And that's what goes outside. That's what this missing number is. So negative 9 right here is this number right there. It's the A. And because if I have negative 9, I'm sorry, negative 9, if I have negative 9 times negative 5x, that's going to make my positive 45x. Now I just have to multiply these two together. Negative 9 times 9, that's negative 81. So, what is A? Well, I said it before. A is negative 9. And then what is B? Well, B is the number that's all by itself. And here we have to do a little bit of a switcheroo here, right here. Let's see. So B has to be the number that's all by itself. So what I'm going to do is oops, I'm going to erase some stuff. The explanation is taking a little while, I understand. But if I were to actually distribute this, I would have negative 9 times positive 5, which negative 9 times negative 5, which is positive 45x. And then I have uh, negative 9 times negative 9, which is negative 81. So this still had to be positive 9. My goodness, I'm making so many mistakes in this one. This is positive 9. And so 9 times negative 9 is negative 81. So, oh my God. Right here, this is negative 81 because we're looking for just the number part of the expression. Okay, next. Here um, we have 20x plus c. We're trying to find out what is c. So it's the constant term. So if I have 5 and then we have 4x plus 5, then 5 times 4x is 20x, and 5 times 5 is 25. And there we go. So what is C? C is supposed to be 25. And where are we at now? Okay, we're nearing the end of this, which is great. And we have, let's see. Oh my God, this one's so easy. So we have 5 n minus 4, and this is the same as n plus p times 5. See, what I did is I grabbed it from here on this side, and I grabbed it from here over here. And the question is, what is p? Well, where p, if n minus 4 is the same thing as n plus a negative 4, so p ends up being right here. It ends up being negative 4. So you got to be careful. That's a little bit of a tricky one right there. So it's going to be negative 4. And, oh, that's it. Okay, well, I hope this has been helpful. Bye.